It has been 301 days since we were last at Halloween Horror Nights, and tonight we are back in the fog.
We're so excited to be back, and we're finally going to be experiencing all 10 haunted houses tonight and all 5 scare zones.
To make the most of our night tonight, we're going to be utilizing Stay and Scream, which is a way to get into some of the houses before the event officially starts. I'm so ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's not waste any more time, and let's head back into the fog. So what we're doing tonight is known as Stay and Scream, and essentially what that means is if you already have a day ticket to Universal Studios, or if you're an annual pass holder, they let you stay in the park while it transitions over to Halloween Horror Nights. And with that, a couple of the houses do open up a little bit early. There are 2, I believe, Stay and Scream locations this year, and we're going to talk about, exactly where you need to go for what house in just a second. We're going to be heading over to the World Expo Stay and Scream area, so we'll talk a little bit more about it once we get over there. So it's called World Expo, the Stay and Scream area, because they release to the houses that are over by World Expo, but the actual Stay and Scream location is over at Lombard's, which is in San Francisco.
It's so hot. I can't wait for the sun to come in, or
Well,
to go in.
We have a couple hours until that happens.
And it doesn't help that all the shirts are black.
I can't tell you how good it feels to be back for an HHN night. There's just a different vibe in the park when HHN's going on, and now that we're officially here on opening weekend of it, all feels right. We're currently walking back to the entrances of Goblin's Feast and Universal Monsters. These are going to be the first 2 houses that we do, and they open at 5:45. So like I said earlier, event starts at 6:30. If you do Stay and Scream, you get to come in the houses a little bit early. So we are back now over by Goblin's Feast and Universal Monsters. These 2 house locations, their entrances are right next to each other, and they are in the new sprung tents for this year. Here's a look at the front facade of Goblin's Feast. They are playing some audio. A little hard to hear it at the moment, but this looks awesome. Look at these new sprung tents. And this is why we recommend Stay and Scream, because later on, these switchbacks are going to be completely full.
Okay, the first house we're going in is Goblin's Feast, and there is a Goblin King that is going to feast, I think, on humans. And I'm really excited for this one. I've heard a lot of people like it. I think this is a little bit gory, but I also heard that it smells like pumpkin spice inside. So I'm excited to see.
All right, first house of the year done. Goblin's Feast. The set design in there was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
We were saying we definitely missed a lot of the scares.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of empty boo holes, but I'm not going to judge it yet. Like, you can never judge it the first run through, because the houses do get better over time. The scare actors get more used to just the scare timing and everything like that. So I definitely want to do it again. And the last big Goblin King or whatever he is, that was awesome.
It was, I don't know if it was an animatronic or if it was a puppet, but whatever
that
it is,
was so cool.
It was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of the roll of the dice sometimes when you do Stay and Scream. Sometimes not all the scare actors are in their locations when they open the house.
Yeah.
We only waited 12 minutes from when the house opened to when we got through. Mm-hmm. So we got through really quick, but there were definitely a couple spots where there were some empty boo holes. But like we said, we're not going to judge it on its first walkthrough. We're going to judge it later on in the season. But overall, I do like the theme.
Yeah.
It has a lot of really cool potential, and the set design was amazing as always.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do house number 2, which is Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. And here we go. It's posted at a 65-minute wait. We'll see if it actually is. My guess is it's probably not, because the queue isn't super filled up right now. But we will see. Now within this house, we're gonna see Van Helsing. We're gonna see the brides or daughters of Dracula, whichever one it is, I forget. But there's gonna be She-Wolf, there's gonna be mummies in there too. And this is actually an all-female Universal Monsters house, which I don't think they've ever done an all-female house before. So that's pretty cool. And this is kind of like a sequel to the Bride of Frankenstein house from a few years ago. And there it is, look at that facade, that brand new sprung tent. You can see all the monsters up top. All right, house number 2 is in the books. Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodline. It was pretty good. Again, I think we missed some scares.
Yeah.
But the sets were amazing. A very cohesive story. You got to see some of your favorite Universal monsters, the Bride of Frankenstein.
And it's an all-female cast, so girl power.
It was good.
And in the beginning, it's snowing. You're walking into like a castle. It's just, it always amazes me, like the scale of the production of the houses. It's just crazy. And be careful at the end because something might get you.
Yeah, they had some cool like multi-sensory effects in there. I always love when they do, you know, rain or snow. This time it was snow as you're walking into like the opening cemetery scene.
Yeah.
But it was really, really cool. We got some good scares in there. We got scared, both of us got scared by the house attendants.
Yeah. That's
They're
always
the
the
scariest
worst. They're
people in
like
the house.
they're like creeping around the corner and you think it's like a scare actor, but they're just like standing there.
But yeah, it was a good run through. So 2 for 2 on the houses so far. Again, we're gonna hold out on, you know, ranking them or anything along those lines until the end of the night. And then of course those are gonna change throughout the season. All right, house number 3. It's currently a 45-minute wait. Slaughter Sinema 2. All right, the backstory of Slaughter Sinema 2. We are traveling back to Cary, Ohio, which is the town where a lot of HHN-related things take place. And we are heading to a drive-in movie theater, and we're gonna see a whole bunch of B movies. And there's multiple rooms within this house, and each room represents a different movie. So we're gonna see things like spaghetti westerns, some slashers, some funny type movies in there as well. And this is a sequel house to Slaughter Sinema, which I believe was here like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. We never experienced that one, but I'm excited to do this one. We can't see anything right now because it's still daytime, but here is the drive-in movie facade. They're projecting things on the screen.
All right, so we just got out of Slaughter Sinema 2, and I really enjoyed that. I think that was one of the like more comical houses this year. You're going through all different like scary movies. There's one that's like Killer Kringles, and it's like Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. There's one that's like has a huge shark puppet. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, I really liked that one.
I also really like that one a lot. That's one of those houses that as the year goes on and we go through that house more and more, you're probably gonna like uncover more Easter eggs and like hidden things in the house. So I'm excited to go through it a second time, but it was awesome. Like I said, we never got to experience the first version of that house. So I'm glad we got to do this one. Some like funny moments in there, definitely some gory moments. There is a part where somebody throws up and then the water hits you. So if you're sensitive to that, keep that in mind, but it was a good house. It was fun. All right, and house number 4, currently a 35-minute wait, is over in Springfield, and that is the Museum Deadly Exhibit. So the wait time was accurate. It's been exactly 35 minutes. Here's a look at the entrance facade. And the backstory of this one is there is a new exhibit that's opening at the museum called The Rotting Stone. So we're gonna go inside and see what that's all about. All right, time is 8:07. We are 4 houses in.
I feel like we're making really good time.
Very, very good time. We're killing it.
Yeah.
The stay and scream, we're doing the back houses first and then making our way over to the front of the park, but we just got out of Museum Deadly Exhibit. And I think we both, again, based off this one run through, both agree that this is probably our least favorite of the 4 so far.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we only have done 4 houses so far, but so far, yeah, that I think was my least favorite, but who knows, it might move up later on in the season.
Yeah,
so.
Again, set design was amazing. The costumes were really cool. I liked how it kind of got like more twisted as the house went on. So like the Rotting Stone just like grew and grew and grew, and then by the time you got to the end of the house, there was like vines and stuff everywhere. It was really, really cool. But we'll have to go through it again. And see.
Yeah, we'll definitely go through it again.
Yeah, so there was a couple of like wallpaper scares.
Yeah, where like there was somebody like they had the same outfit on as like the wallpaper behind them, and you couldn't tell that they were there, and then they started moving. There was like 2 people like that, and those always get me.
Those always get us, but those are the 2 best scares in the house, I think.
Yeah.
Based off of that one run through that we did now. And now we're gonna start to make our way towards the front. I think we're gonna get a bite to eat soon.
Yeah.
And then we still have to go through the scare zones. We haven't done a scare zone yet.
I know. I'm excited to see those too.
A lot to still do. Now, of course, there's the tribute store and the regular Universal Studio store, but over here, outside of the Men in Black gift shop, they have a couple of stands up, and they have a bunch of merch here as well. Oh, this is sweet. We haven't seen this yet. This wasn't out the other day. Look at this Ghostbusters button up. This is $75, so it's in line with like the price of a Roosevelt shirt, but that is really neat. I like the design. All right, you ready for the first scare zone of the night?
I'm ready, and this is the one that I'm most excited about, so I'm excited to see it. It looks like it had the most like props and like really good theming in here, so let's go in.
All right, we are heading into Swamp of the Undead. This already looks really cool. With all the lights. There's the airboat at night. Oh, look at that. That is gnarly. Ugh.
They come after me all the time in the scare zone. I don't know if I just have like that face or what, but they always come after me.
Oh no. We're gonna make our first food stop of the night. This is the Monstruous booth. This is right at the entrance to Swamp of the Undead, right next to Cafe La Bamba. Here's a look at the menu. See what we're gonna try. I think I'm gonna go for those grilled chicken tenders. So we got ourselves a table over here outside of Cafe La Bamba. Got a couple of things. Our friend Connor got the pork mole dish, and then we got the grilled chicken tenders. And these look really, really good. It's not the best lighting right now because we're over here in the nighttime, but they're quite big and definitely look flavorful, so we're gonna dig in. All right, you ready for scare zone number 2?
Yep, we're gonna go see some demon queens.
Demon queens. Oh, look at these costumes.
Hi.
They're always coming
They
for you.
always come for me.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. That's what was under there the whole time.
No.
Oh my gosh. It's like some sort of portal.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's like a whole like float. And look how it like glows.
They do something with surreal on the stage. I don't know how often they do it. Hopefully we'll catch it. Man, these costumes are cool in here. That's awesome. Whoa. Getting into duality of fear. Not a lot of props in this scare zone, but there are chainsaws. I hear them. See if they get out.
I hate this.
They always do. Here is Sinister and Surreal. Greeting everybody. The costumes are amazing. Look at that. The makeup on Sinister and Surreal, so good.
Yeah, they're really creepy looking. All right, I have to pay attention because there's chainsaws up here.
Oh, there they are, the Chainsaw Gang. Look at that. Oh! And house number 5 on the night is going to be Monstruos, Monsters of Latin America. This was a house that was out in Hollywood last year. They brought it here to Orlando. It's only a 30-minute wait. And the Monstruos house is located behind Rip Ride Rocket in Soundstage 21. And if you've been to HHN in the past, this is the house that has the tremendous switchbacks. Like this soundstage, from a queue standpoint, can hold a lot of people. House number 5 was Monstruos. That one was so good.
It was really good.
Holy cow, like the special effects that were in that house were unbelievable. There's a huge, I guess, animatronic, right?
Yeah, it's like an owl guy, and it was huge. That was amazing. There was also like a big, like, I don't know if it was like a witch head,
Yeah.
like puppet that like comes straight out at you. That got me really good. And then was there someone on stilts in there?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there was just like a little bit of everything in that house.
That house definitely had the most like variety in terms of, you know, different effects, whether it's stilts, puppets, animatronics, things like that, of the ones that we've been in. It was really, really cool, definitely creepy and very gory.
Yeah.
This was, I think, the goriest house that we've been in. A lot of dead pigs.
Yeah.
Pigs everywhere, poor pigs.
I don't like that.
But it was really, really good. It's time for our most anticipated house, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Now, out of all of the haunted houses that are here at HHN this year, this is easily the one that I'm the most excited for. Quiet Place is up there, but I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. I didn't get to experience the Ghostbusters house that they did, I believe, back in 2019. So this is like my, I don't want to say one and only opportunity because they may come back, but this is my opportunity to step into that world and see what the creative team did with Ghostbusters. And the Ghostbusters house, you enter over by Jimmy Fallon. So we're currently walking backstage behind Soundstage 24. Then we're going to join this group of friends right over there. So do we think there's going to be like an animatronic Slimer or a Stay Puffed?
There might be. I'm really excited for this house. I enjoyed the movie, and like Matt said, we didn't get to go in the original Ghostbuster house that they did a few years ago, so I'm really excited to experience this one. I'm kind of the same thing with like Stranger Things last year. Like I was so happy that we got to experience it last year, but I wish that we were able to see the original one that they did.
Holy cow. We just got out of Ghostbusters. I know I've been kind of hyping this up. This has been my most anticipated house. That was everything I could have hoped for and more.
I had a smile on my face like the entire time. It was really, really good. It felt like you stepped right into the movie.
Yeah.
Like they did a really good job with casting. Everybody looked like the characters. Like the one part where it was snowing, it was like really cold in there. It was just awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool. A lot of like neat special effects. There's mini puffs in there. They're kind of like little animatronics. All in the first scene. Some of them move.
Yeah.
There's a Ecto-1 in the house.
And that moves too.
Which also moves. It's literally the front half of the Ecto-1. There's a scene in the firehouse and the sirens turn on and then it starts to move forward as if it's pulling out.
Yeah, so
that was
cool.
Amazing. And like Alex said, the casting in there was 100%.
Yeah,
it doesn't
really
always happen.
No.
When you have like a big IP, that people don't always look exactly like they do in the movie.
Yeah.
And this was really, really well done.
I feel like they do that a lot with the IPs, like the Stranger Things cast last year. Remember the guy that played not 11,
Vecna.
Vecna, but
Yeah.
like as the blonde Vecna.
Yeah.
He looked just like him.
Yeah.
So they do a really good job with like the IP casting usually. But
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Literally, like, that made my entire night.
Yeah.
It's worth, if you're a Ghostbuster fan, it's worth coming here just to do that one house once.
Yeah.
So good. Look at this trooper here, killing it. 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, 8 months pregnant. This is not for the weak. Literally, I'm dying.
Well, we're going to take a little break now.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking and being on your feet, so just be prepared. But Matt bought me that collapsible stool, and that has really come in handy tonight.
Oh, I don't think we showed it in the video yet.
Oh, well, we'll show you guys later.
And I love how they changed all the lights to purple and blue for Sinister and Surreal. We're coming into the HHN bar over here. And not only is this a bar, this is a place where you can get photos with some of the characters from the houses, like Mrs. Treats from Sweet Revenge. We have one of the rockers from Slaughter Sinema over there.
Not Sweet Revenge, Major Sweets.
Major Sweets. And while we're over here, might as well show you guys what the menu looks like at the HHN bar. The Ghoul Juice, Murderita, the Quick to Die Margarita, which is actually like an espresso margarita. And then some of the canned options as well. So that's really neat. That's something that they've never had really in the past, is your opportunity to take pictures with some of the scare actors. And they don't let you film in the houses, obviously, outside of media night, so you never have a chance to really get your picture with some of them. And from what we heard, they rotate out those characters. So right now, they have Mrs. Treats over from Major Sweets Candy Factory. They have one of the rockers from Slaughter Sinema. and then one of the monsters from Monstruous. Those will rotate throughout the night. Over here in New York, they got the HHN 33 lit up of the New York Public Library, and they've added a projection over the entrance to the tribute store. They have another tribute store sign. Heading into Ye Old Torture Fair here in New York. Heads up, this is a very gory scare zone. I'm sorry, I can't. That guy just got Alex. That was good. The lighting packages that they've done around the park look awesome. A lot of things are blue and pink, even over there by the Simpsons and E.T. It looks really, really cool. They've changed almost every light in the park to blue or pink.
I hear the phone. The grabber's gonna get me.
Your buddy the grabber.
No.
Back to terrorize you from 2 years ago.
That house was so scary. Remember that house?
Yeah, it was.
I literally wanted to like run through it because I couldn't handle it.
All right, it is time to enter the Blumhouse. Let's see what we have over here. I already see the grabber. Look at that. There's Megan over there. Look at this, they got some of the guys from The Purge. Oh man, look at him. Look at that. We got Freaky over here scaring everybody. Don't know her name, but I remember her from the Freaky House from a couple of years ago. Interesting scare zone. Not a whole lot happening here, honestly. Just a few scare actors out and about.
It's a different grabber now. He's got like a different mask on.
I have to say, good job Universal with the casting this year, because almost every scare actor that's playing a person from a movie looks just like that person. So really, really good job on the casting. And the next house up for us is Major Sweets Candy Factory. So I think this is gonna be it for us tonight. After this house, this will be the 7th house that we've gotten done tonight, which is pretty dang good for doing this without Express on the 2nd night of the event. But we have plenty more videos to come. We're gonna be back here tomorrow. We're gonna make sure we do all 10 of the houses, don't you worry. But I think after this, we're probably gonna call it a night. It's almost midnight now, and we've been here since like 5 p.m.
My back's gonna break in half. And my feet hurt. And my legs hurt. And everything hurts.
So this is what we were talking about earlier. This is the collapsible stool that we got for Alex. It was like 21, 22 bucks on Amazon.
Well worth it.
Well
I
worth
don't know
it.
if I would have made it this long without it.
Yeah, so when you're like waiting in a really long line, you just pop a squat. Look at that demonstration. All right, so we just got out of our field trip to Major Sweets Candy Factory. A good house. It was more gory than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it was
honestly.
gross.
But they had a lot of cool like multi-sensory things in there again. The smells, it smelled like candy as soon as you walked in.
Yeah.
Another person throwing up,
Oh yeah, that was gross.
which definitely seems to be a theme, but I liked it. I liked it.
Too, but I feel like we did miss a lot of scares in this one. Like we were either like too late or too early for some of the scares, but of course we have to do it again and see if
Yeah.
it's better the next time. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I like the story of it. Don't eat the candy. That's a pro tip from us to you. And this is actually a prequel to the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone.
Yeah.
That Scare Zone was here a couple of years ago. This story takes place prior to that. So you'll see some of the characters that you would see 2 years ago, Mrs. Treats, Major Sweets, some of the kids. It was fun.
Yeah, I really liked it. And in this house, there is a trigger button.
There is.
I don't really know, like Matt hit it, but I don't know what happened. I think some type of noise or something.
Yeah, it made noise. That's gonna be our last house for tonight. We got a lot done for Saturday of opening
Yeah.
night. 7 houses.
I mean, I feel like, and we went through all the scare zones too.
Yeah.
And we got a little snack, so I feel like we did a really good job tonight.
Yep, that's a wrap on night number 1. A successful night. 7 of the houses done. We got to walk through all of the scare zones. Tried a little bit of food, but we're gonna be back here tomorrow filming like a whole foodie video for you. So tomorrow's all about the food.
Yes, and we still have to watch Nightmare Fuel, which
Yes.
is like my favorite part of HHN, so I'm really excited to see it this year. So we will definitely be back tomorrow. We'll finish up the houses that we didn't do tonight, and like Matt said, try a lot of food.
Yeah, there's a lot of HHN content to come. This is just the beginning. We're gonna be here the whole month of September before big changes come in our lives. But we're so excited to bring you guys a bunch of HHN content. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on all of our future videos to come. And with that being said, we'll see you guys real soon.